You must never be afraid if you are troubled by a flood of thoughts that the enemy is too strong against you, that his attacks are never ending, that the war will last for your lifetime, and that you cannot avoid incessant downfalls of all kinds. Know that our enemies, with all their wiles, are in the hands of our divine commander, our Lord Jesus Christ, for whose honor and glory you are waging war. Since he himself leads you into battle, he will certainly not suffer your enemies to use violence against you and overcome you, if you do not yourself cross over to their side with your will. He will himself fight for you and will deliver your enemies into your hands when he wills and as he wills, as it is written, "The Lord thy God walketh in the midst of thy camp to deliver thee, and to give up thine enemies before thee." Firmly purpose in your soul to hate every sin of thought, word, and deed, and when you are tempted to sin, resist it valiantly, and with a feeling of hatred for it. Only beware lest your hatred should turn against the person of your brother who gave occasion for the sin. Hate the sin with all your heart, but pity your brother, instruct him, and pray for him to the Almighty, who sees all of us and tries our hearts and innermost parts. Ye have not yet resisted unto blood, striving against sin. It is impossible not to often fall into sin unless you have a hatred of it implanted in your heart. Self-love must be eradicated. Every sin comes from the love of self. Sin always appears or feigns to be, to wish us well, promising us plenteousness and ease. The tree was good for food, and it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise. This is how sin always appears to us. Since the enemy watches you constantly, waiting for an opportunity to sow evil in you, be doubly watchful over yourself, lest you fall in the net spread for you. As soon as he shows you some faults in your neighbor, hasten to repel this thought, lest it take root in you and grow. Cast it out, so that no trace is left in you, and replace it by the thought of the good qualities you know your neighbor to possess, or of those people generally should have. If you still feel the impulse to pass judgment, add to this the truth that you are given no authority for this, and that the moment you assume this authority, you thereby make yourself worthy of judgment and condemnation, not before powerless men, but before God, the all-powerful judge of all. This reversal of thoughts is the strongest means, not only for repelling accidental critical thoughts, but also for completely freeing yourself of this vice. Are you fighting against your passions? Fight, fight, and be good soldiers of Christ. Do not give in to evil, and do not be carried away by the weakness of the flesh. During the time of temptation, flee to the physician, crying out with the Holy Church, our Mother, O God, number me with the thief, the harlot, and the publican, with the repentant, and save me.